What's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. Shout out to Mr. Fantastic. I'll probably be on his stuff in a couple of minutes. What the fuck are these people doing? Anyway, I just wanted to make this kind of little. This is gonna be a short one, but I'm just building up my people here so y'all can go over there. So shout out to Mr. Fantastic. Here's the thing, because he's talking about Pharrell and the fucking dress that he's wearing. But I just wanted to give this quick public service announcement. So, I was listening to Jason Black, and I understand why he said it. And that's not even what really triggered this video. Because he was, shout out to him and his business channel, The Business. A lot of good information there, good game there. But this was us doing, I was with King Sigma. His video is now like, I think 180,000, and we were talking about the DJ Kid shit, and I think it was China. It was either China or Danielle that said this. I think it was China. She was like, you know, you know, blame the simps for like black women doing what they do, and as far as like basically blame simps for black women whore out because of simp behavior. And I'm like, and the thing about it is, I'm saying, at what point are people capable of taking personal responsibility? And here's the thing, I'm sure that they may take personal responsibility for their own actions, but what I'm speaking to is this ideology that black women tend to have by circling the wagons around whore ass behavior. This is a big reason why dudes don't really go out of their way to protect random chicks that are not in their immediate tribe, like family members or motherfuckers they're fucking with or something like that. Because quite frankly, this is the ideology that a lot of women have. Like, it's not simps. Simps do not create whores. Whores are whores. They just find simps to validate their own whorish behavior. Like, when you look at Instagram and you look at all the thought behavior, because I've heard Jason Black talk to this, saying that like he went on this like diatribe late in that Stacey Dash video, talking about dudes in their basement fucking liking these videos, liking pictures and stuff are the reason these women do what they do. And yeah, it gives them the ability to do it. Sure, there are a lot of dudes like basically get given money for like retarded ass private snaps and dumb shit like that. Yes, and I don't really co-sign that, but at the end of the day, women are grown. And I know Jason Black has said this before, is, a lot of females are doing that for attention. They're not even they're not even smart enough to do it for money. They're doing it for attention. And that's on them. At the end of the day, one of the things he said, and this was actually something I didn't think about, but he said, it's a lot of these guys that will lie to women and their age, like every year of their age until they age out, because they're just trying to get some draws, like that you're actually harming women. And he didn't say it, but he just gave a different perspective, which I actually agree with. But at the end of the day, women are grown, and our women want to talk about they strong, independent. They think they smarter than black men. You're grown. So at the end of the day, you can't say I'm grown, but then want to act like you're a little girl when it's time for accountability to be done out. And when I say accountability, you don't have, here's the beauty of the situation that we're in right now. Black women do not have to be accountable to black men, but black women are going to be accountable to something that's far worse than black men. They're going to be accountable to the laws of nature, the laws of the jungle, the laws of Darwinism. And at the end of the day, when they actually see that for what the fuck that really is, that's something that is very uncompromising and gives no fucks, and it's something you cannot attack, really. At the end of the motherfucking day, Stacey Dash is living, she's losing. She done lost. When it's time to cash out the chips, it's over. And it is not, I don't care if people win or not, because shout out to Eve. Eve cashed out her chips with a billionaire. So this is not about one wishing ill will on anyone. This is about life is not black men. You blaming black men for your shit, nobody cares. The only reason why people even give you a microphone to do that is because that creates the narrative, and that's according to the plan that ultimately fucks you up in the game. So the black men being this like boogeyman is the reason why I do what I do. That's like somebody saying why they can't find a job, why they do drugs. At the end of the day, whatever bullshit you tell yourself, it still comes back to you because it's the outcomes you gotta live with. This is why you got so many women like K Michelle and shit like that getting bitter as fuck. Because once they really run out of people to blame, then that energy goes nowhere, so it gets internal and it blows out and it masquerades in this hatred. But nobody gives a fuck. That's really the thing. Nobody ultimately, and when I say nobody gives a fuck, I'm talking about to the point that anybody's gonna really help you. It's on you. Because you're not accountable to nobody. So, and that's the thing. So when people say, oh well, like for instance, the DJ kid women, well, they act like sluts. They slut because of Simps. Well, black men were on the one standard, then women wouldn't act the way they do. Women are always going to do what they can get away with. White men are a perfect example of that. White men do not like white women fucking black men. Does that stop them from doing it? No. At many levels, that does not stop them from doing it. It ain't just low-class, broke-ass white females that do it. Now, they may hide it, but they still do it. So that's proof positive that it's not necessarily, you know, this universal code and shit like that. Top down that really matters, especially when you're dealing with a liberalized society. So I just wanted to make that statement. Like, people talking about, you know, I throw my pussy everywhere because dudes simping and dudes are cheap. This is like me saying, well, I get fat, I eat fat. I'm fat because I eat fast food because fast food is cheaper than regular food. No, at the end of the day, motherfucker, you're fat. And you're fat because you want to be fat. Now, maybe it's a vice you're choosing to do, but that is what it is. I smoke weed because of life. No, it's you. That's why every first step of a 12-step program is you're the problem. I mean, to keep it all the way real, let's flip it to dudes. Like, it's like, if, you know, when people talk about the no fap challenge, which is no masturbating challenge, and if we were going to have an honest conversation about that, dude makes up reasons why they do it. At the end of the day, you do it because you want to. You do it because you want to and you have access. But you don't have to take that access. You can eat candy, sugar, and all of that. It's cheap. Still don't have to do it. So people do what the fuck they want to do. And yes, there are situations that make it easy for them to do it. So you can say that simps make it easy for you to hoe. Okay, I'll agree with that. But blaming them for you hoeing, what you're really saying is you're somebody that shouldn't be treated like an adult. That's like a child. And that's somebody saying you shouldn't be treated like an adult. Women are forever trying to talk about they're equal, quote unquote, superior to men, yet they want to be treated like children. They want to be given, and when I say treated like children, they want all the power. They're like a kid that wants a gun. They want the power of a gun, but they still want to say, I'm a child. So even if I shoot somebody dead in the fucking face, I'm a kid. So I don't get the same time as like an adult. And there's too many dudes that basically cater to that shit. And quite frankly, man, like, I gotta tell y'all, this is why you got dudes that say women are not to be taken seriously and they don't need to be in a fucking conversation. Some people would say, oh, well, I was trolling. I'm like, you know, when I troll, I don't say stupid shit like that. I actually say some real shit. I just don't give a fuck about what people's opinions are. But again, what I find is all black women love to say that they're not like this, yet they saying the same basic bitch shit that all black women say. It's crazy. I'm not like this, but I say I'm not a feminist, but I say 9 out of 10 things that a feminist would say. I don't think that way, but I say some, but not all, but all of them are saying the same shit. Not even in a different way. And it's this need that even a lot of dudes, they have this need to say something, anything. It doesn't matter if what's being said is real or not. It's something, I gotta say something because it's too much real shit. Too much, hitting on women. I can't do it. And this is why nobody never moves anywhere. This is why we don't go anywhere. So at the end of the day, man, like, the reason I even want to do a video about this, because that was just that fucking stupid. Like, you're really gonna, this is like saying I'm a fucking stripper because dudes cater to it. No, you're a hoe because that's what you are. That's what you are. And see, the problem is too many the black society has this universal forgiveness clause where no matter how bad, no matter what you do, there is a way out. No. It gets to a point where you're a whore and that's all you're ever gonna be. You've crossed the bridge. Just like when you hit the fucking wall, no, you're not getting it back. It's over. And black people don't like to live in that. And that's actually a very gynocentric mentality. It's never over. It's always hope. No, it's not. Sure, you may be able to do better. Like, for instance, let's say you're 45-year-old man. Okay, you can get in shape. And you can be in good shape for somebody that age, sure. But you never gonna be what you could have been at 25 or 26. It's not gonna happen. And that's with dudes. Females have less to work with because dudes can build muscle, get fat taken care of, and it's harder and harder with the older you get, but it can be done. Women don't have that luxury. And the problem is you got women who believe in upgrading parts, buying ass titties and now ass and shit like that, trying to do everything they can to fight the wall because they're living in this like animalistic state where their like basic needs are being met. And then women that are not necessarily like that to that degree are like wishing they were like the fucking down low dirty bitches. Because they buy into the quote-unquote lifestyle. I got motherfuckers talking about having Instagram model careers now. Well, I don't even give a fuck about the zaddy shit. My thing is, more power to them. Look, I said it on this platform. I hope every black woman has access to a white zaddy. I hope they all do. Because then they can shut the fuck up. I really don't care. I don't. Like, that's why you don't really see black men even talk about it like that, because we don't care. And quite frankly, black women really hate the fact we don't care too. Black women kind of see that as code for they must not love us, because if they love us, they would be just blindingly jealous like other dudes, like other men get on their women. No, we're not as possessive of y'all. That's the difference. A lot of other men believe they own y'all, and they tie their women, and they tie their women to the ownership of them. This is what y'all don't understand. Well, it is what it is. I mean, I don't care what they do. They just need to be accountable to what they do. And when I say accountable, I mean, do not sit there and say it's all like it's fault somehow, some way. Somehow, some way it finds out I'm doing what I'm doing because I didn't have daddy. No, you don't have a daddy because your mama, I'm gonna say it just like this. The reason you didn't have 80% of y'all, the reason why y'all don't have a fucking daddy, because your mom was too much of a bitch to recognize the fact that it was better to have a masculine presence around their child than their fucking ego. That's why you ain't got a fucking daddy. Your mama fucked up because she cared about her pussy getting wet more than getting wet and getting fucked more than she did actually planning a family. Not to mention she probably had multiple abortions as well. And then chances are your mama was too much her ego got in the way of her actually because I know a lot of Latin females that they don't like they dude, so they make the first mistake, but they'll have him around if he wants to be around as far as a kid, and they make it as easy as possible to be around the kid because they're taught to lesbo Brady Bunch shit, thinking that shit is functional. That's the truth. That's the absolute brutal truth. And by the way, a lot of black men can't handle that truth. That's why. And we all know it. We all see it. A lot of these dudes have to be fucking superhuman to they don't think would be a good mom. Sure. And dudes need to be accountable for that. Stop falling in the bitches. Like, stop it. Stop fucking these bitches raw. Even though black men do wear more condoms than anybody, and that's why you see the childless gap. Dudes are getting smarter about it. So ultimately, and the women are doing the most bitching and been doing the most bitching for decades. So this thing where we always got to universally always bring it back home, the North Star, my true north is it's a black man's fault. I mean, you can say that all day, but guess the fuck what? Life may disagree with that, and this is why y'all lose it. That's what y'all don't understand. y'all lose to the extent that y'all do because y'all blame black men rather than actually being an adult and taking responsibility for your own shit. So you're sitting here and saying, I'm looking at this fucked up map called Black Girl Magic, and I'm gonna say the black man, whenever I'm in doubt, it's the black man's fault. Because that makes me feel emotionally better. But at the same time, you don't understand why the fuck you keep losing when you compare yourself to other people. Because you want to blame something that the black man boogeyman. And so coming back to the simp shit, I'm like, Nick, like get the fuck out of here. What you do with your pussy is what you do with your pussy. And it ain't no simp. It ain't no nigga that's got diamond dick that's making you do. No, you do it because that's who you are, at least at that point. And when I say that, I'm not talking about those two that said it. Because really, I don't think that's how they operate. But they do what I call, earlier in this channel, I talked about how you got people that are agitators, which are people that do the shit. Then you got these enablers that are people that like validate the fuckers that do it. And then you got like people that circle the wagon, where they believe they gotta protect like the group at all cost. This is why a lot of women don't even hold women accountable. This is why you notice how black women don't really talk about home wreckers like that. Like you got women like Nicole Murphy. Did they get pride off of fucking other like men? They don't give a fuck about the women. Woman can actually, the law can do what she wants to do with the man. If it's called a like you. I forget what the law is. I call it the home wrecker. Back when the bitch came at her ass for some paper. That's a beautiful, I love that law. Because it allows the woman, it doesn't take away the woman's ability to punish a man for cheating, but it damn sure gives a woman and a dude too an ability to punish the person that actually infringed upon their relationship. That's like a breach of partnership. And it adds an extra layer of accountability that's very good for modern times. And at the end of the day, you got people that they feel like it's better to protect the image of a black woman, even though the reason the image is fucked up is because people see what you do. You speaking this shit ain't gonna change when people see what happens. That's the problem. And at the end of the day, blaming simps for why somebody's a hoe, blaming simps for why these women fuck with that white boy, I don't give a fuck if he's white. I don't give a fuck. I said the same thing. Here's the thing. People are telling me, oh, well, you just doing that because he's white. No. I said the same thing with R. Kelly. Y'all heard me. I got, 56 people on here. Did y'all not hear me when the R. Kelly shit was going on? What did I say? What the fuck did I say? I said that R. Kelly is R. Kelly because black women back behind him. And I gave you other examples of black women getting behind other quote-unquote child molesters, quote-unquote rapists. Like I said, Nicki Minaj and her fucking brother, and look who she's married to. That shit is not an issue if it's not an issue. It's only an issue when they want to. So it's not some, well, because they white and I'm mad at they white, I'm going to come at these chicks. No, I said the same thing with R. Kelly. You women fuck with who they fuck with. That surviving R. Kelly is bullshit. They could have left at any time. They want to say they were in a cult. No, you chose that shit. This ain't Scientology where they got layers of shit to keep your ass in. No, you could have walked out the door whenever you wanted to. But him being famous overrode you want to do shit. And quite frankly, these women are in these relationships because they want to. Like even and people want to talk about underage, and you're not allowed to talk about underage. Let me say this like this. This is gonna sound bad. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say this like this, just like this. We were all in high school at one point, whether you dropped out or not. We all know in high school, you got motherfuckers that just graduated that are like 20, like 19 to 23, 24, and 25. And you know, when these bitches, and I'm gonna say it just like that, these 15, 16, 17-year-olds, you can't tell them shit. Imagine if you knew a girl that was dating a, let's say, 23-year-old, and she's 16 years old or 15 years old, and you find out she's dating a 23-year-old. If you walk up to that girl and say, hey, why are you doing that? I don't give a fuck if you're her friend. You know good and well, what is that chick gonna say? Mind your business. That's what she's going to say. She's gonna say, mind your motherfucking business. That ain't none of your business. You know it, because that's what they say to 15 and 16-year-old. Of course, statutory rape. I'll be the first one to hit him on that, because he knows better. You're knowingly doing that, and you know what the law is. But remember, in most states, the age of consent is really 16. A lot of people forget that shit. A lot of people forget that shit. And my thing, oh shit. And my thing, the only thing that I'm saying is, you know, you can't tell these chicks a motherfucking thing in the moment. It's only after the fact that they want to cry because they don't want to accept accountability for what they did. You know plenty. Let me be very clear here. If a young girl chooses to have a fake ID and go into a club that's 18 and only, are we gonna act like she's not 50% accountable to her doing that? Are we gonna really act like that? You know them old school women said the chick's fast. She fast as hell. Like, these women are not like psychotic and then they do what they do. I understand that, you know, life happens and it's you get what the fuck I'm saying. But we like to revisit this shit and revise history and try to act like, well, they didn't know what they did and blah, blah, blah. And they didn't know better. They know better enough. That's the thing. And when you choose to do that bullshit, it's just like if somebody chooses, it's like if a white bitch. Well, it's not, you know what? By cars that are magical, I don't give a fuck about none of that. They're still making a decision. And I understand that kids are kids. Remember, we're not talking about kids, we're talking about teenagers. So even in that moment, even though that's not really popular to say, this bullshit about every female that's fucked the dude is snatched in traffic, we all know that's a lie. We all know that's some lying ass shit. And women say serve a purpose, a selfish purpose. It serves a purpose for the most part for them not to really be accountable that they fuck up. This is why a lot of dudes talk about they need to be treated like children. The problem is black women are more vulnerable than other women. Because they choose to engage in a fucking gynocracy. So they can talk about because they not protected all day, every day. It's not black men's responsible to protect you from you doing what the fuck you want to do. Once you accept that you can do what the fuck you want to do and you're not, somebody tells me, where's my protection? I'm going to say, who are you accountable to? That's it. And if you don't have an answer, I'm trying to hop on Mr. Fantastic. So check out his channel, Mr. Fantastic, and I'm going to see if he's got some playouts. All right, I just wanted to put that out there. So with that said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.